Hi and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca. I run a diamond painting and accessories company, and today I have Katherine joining me. Oh, here she is. Because we are going to do a little bit of organisation. So Megan is very good at organisation, but not necessarily keeping things tidy. Caris likes organisation, but isn't that interested in it. Katherine, however, is very much like me, likes organisation and uses it. So I have absconded her today. We have a couple of little bits that I want to do. So one is in the warehouse, or part of the warehouse, where I store the diamond paintings. So let me grab what I got actually. I haven't yet sorted out the labels, but I need to. But one thing I did get was some stickers that will then hold like a little piece of paper. So the idea is I will use these on the clear boxes that hold the extra diamond paintings. So I've got insert, but I'm going to create some pieces of card that are about that size that will slot in. So Katherine the other day, little angel, did clear off all the stickers off the boxes. So she sat there with Goo Gone and got rid of any stickers that we'd put on or were still on from purchase.
Kind of fun.
She kind of enjoyed it, so all good. So yeah, we're going to label up all the diamond paintings that are in the warehouse. That I definitely know I want to label up. I did purposely get these labels that things can be switched out. Not as relevant for this year's Advent, because we are going through it, I'd say quickly. Not as quick as I'd like, but we are going through it and emptying boxes quite often at the moment. However, in the future, I'm going to have basically these labels on all boxes, and then I'll determine whether they need details of what's in them or not. The other thing I got was some ones for shelves. So these will sit on the front of the Billy bookshelves, and I'm going to pop these for the diamond paintings. So I do pretty much know where each diamond painting is. However, there is definitely a couple of times that I question. It's like, oh, which one was that again? So having those will be handy. Plus also if anybody else packs any orders at any point, primarily Katherine, then they will also know which ones they are. What else do I want to do? I also have the clear drawers that we hold pens and things in. I've actually had a reshuffle a little bit, and actually I don't think you guys have seen it, but I've had a reshuffle of some of the shelves where I pack orders from, and I'm planning on potentially having another reshuffle today of a couple of bits. So some of the drawers I've rearranged where they are. I want to take any labels off those that aren't relevant, and possibly make some more labels for those. For those we use the Cricut, not Cricut, and they work really well. They just of course take time to do and to weed and to put on. But yeah, I think that's still going to be the best option for those, because these are too big. So they won't give me sort of the quick swap out that I'm wanting. So yeah, we might just do some of that on the Cricut. And also the last thing, well actually the first thing we're going to do, I think, while we've got a semi-tidy space, is I do want to swap this desk that I'm in front of with this desk here. So if you saw my remodel a few weeks ago, or rearrange a few weeks ago, we did add an extra desk. This one is a stationary desk. It's not a sit-stand desk. Whereas the one I do most of the prep at is a sit-stand desk. I do occasionally move it up when I'm packing Advent, but it's not a have to. And I do find that when I'm putting on postage or when I'm quickly checking emails that have come through, I'm always stood up. So actually crouching down to this desk is not as practical. There will be times it needs to be down, and that's fine. That's the benefit of a sit-stand desk. I can move it down. But we're actually going to swap these two desks. They're both exactly the same size. They're both exactly the same tops on them. They've just got different legs. And my prep desk is going to stay at the lower height, which works for me. So yeah, we're going to start with a desk reshuffle, I think. Makes sense, doesn't it? Because it's quite tidy in here. And then I do need to print some labels. Actually make the labels that are going to go in both these and in these ones. So this size is what I need to do. And yeah, we'll see how the day goes, having an organising day, and see how much of this we can get filmed. I feel like you got to do a little wave.
Little wave, every time.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, Katherine has been doing the fun part of peeling off stuff because I needed to do
The noise is not fun.
this part. I need the trimmer.
Oh,
I'm trying to move your stuff. So, I have done text boxes, apparently the size they should be.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Exactly. Time will tell. So let's see if this works. and then you can do some peeling on these.
Oh.
Not those ones I'm actually pointing at. I'll tell you which one. But while I create the boring labels for the next batch.
Does it look good?
I think that it looks good.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a rearrange the other day, moved the trays to the middle. So you'll be able to see the new colours coming in October. But we have a big diamond painting coming in October, or a bigger one. When I say big, it's still only 20 by 30 or a little bit bigger than that for round. But it won't go on these shelves. So I've moved the trays to the middle. The diamond paintings are there. Nothing's stuck on with this type of label. So come next year when we bring more small diamond paintings, these ones will move over here, and then I'll probably start the next lot there. But yeah, I had a rearrange of that. I had a rearrange of these drawers. Got all
That's not
the
pens.
no, got all the Touch of Zest trays here. And then, yeah, just shuffled a few around. So we've got wax tips, we've got pens with pen tips, and then we've got other bits here. And I have got some that are empty that at the moment I don't know if I need them or when I'm going to use them. Also, most of this up here, I do use this, but most of this doesn't need to stay here. So my plan is to fill it with diamond paintings because they're pretty. And then I've got the Paint Gem set things here. Paint Gem haven't released anything for a while, so while we do still sell the covers and stickers, it's not as fierce and often as when they release new sets. So, and they're not as pretty to look at. So they're still there on the shelf.
Boxes, at least.
Yeah. So yeah, so now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to do the labels. I'm going to get ready to do the labels for the diamond paintings. I also want to label these boxes as well, which hold pens rather than a post-it note, yes. So a couple of them have some toolkit bundle bits in that's just helping me keep some of the bits to the side. So I'm going to have a look through those. And then I've also got lots of different pens across the top as well. Some are used in the gift boxes, some will be future launches. So yeah, I just want to have labels in those so I'm not constantly
taking 5 down to see what's in it.
Exactly, which is what I did last time I was doing the gift boxes. So I'm going to set Catherine removing stickers that aren't needed.
Pens
yes.
with your washi tape.
Yes, though I did, oh no, it's because I put pens in a smaller one. So yeah, I'm going to get a set Catherine doing that. I'm going to do the labels and then we'll get ready for the next bit.
Yeah.
This isn't going to take that long. I don't think, well, we'll see. We haven't stuck any labels.
I don't know how easy these are going to be taken off.
I don't know, I think I took part of the S off and gave up, so we'll see. See
Many,
how long it
many
takes.
of the stickers I took off yesterday were partially removed.
Yeah. Okay, so I tried to find somewhere to prop you while I did the sort of little warehouse section part of this. However, it kept catching too much Advent stuff in it, so we had to stop that. But I have popped labels on the likes of the diamond paintings. I've gone for a different font on this one. I've gone for a thicker font just to be seen from a distance in the chaos of clear things. Yeah, I just felt it would work better for in this warehouse section. So I've only labelled up diamond paintings in here because at the moment that's what needs it. We have taken the Cricut, or Catherine has taken the Cricut labels off those drawers, and I've moved them in here for now. But yeah, we have, in fact, that they're not diamond paintings, which is why there's some pens in there that will need to go in the pens that I'm about to do. But yeah, all the diamond paintings have nice labels on them. I did miss one for that bottom box. I forgot they were in 2 boxes, but I'll do that soon. And I have a space on the shelf for more bookcase paintings that hopefully we will have soon enough. I have printed a label for that one. And I do have a tub. However, we've just filled it with Advent bagged bits. So it will be free by the time the paintings need it. But yes, very happy with how that looks. I will print another one for that tub. Or actually, I may change it into a big tub. We shall see. But just a little bit that just makes things a whole lot easier for me. So, excuse the bad lighting because I'm facing the windows. But we have printed Cricut labels for the clear drawers. There's a couple we decided not to do labels at all. So primarily the Touch of Zest trays. We're just going to go by the colour of them. But ones that we felt needed it, either because you couldn't quite see what they were, and therefore a label would make things clearer, or things that pretty much everything else in that drawer set was labelled, so therefore that was having a label. We've done those. Catherine has just weeded them. No letter I's, was there? Oh no, there was one.
There was 2.
There was 2.
Yeah, that one was a pain. That one I did first because I knew it was a pain. And there's an O on the yellow that might be slightly off-centre, but I fixed it.
But that's
mostly.
That's fine. So what I'm going to do now is with the rest of my labels, I need to sort out the tubs that go up the top. Now, I did try a label on these boxes, and they do work in relation to then adding a label for the sake of what's in them. However, they're not, when they're on the clear tubs in the warehouse, which is what we mainly got them for. When they're on the clear tubs in the warehouse, you can't really see them when there's no white card in there. Whereas these white tubs, you can see them when they don't have a label in. So I'm only gonna use it for my tubs across the top. I'm not going to use it for other tubs I have in other places that are white. Because, yeah, I don't have many of them. A lot of them are used when I'm prepping items, or at the moment to store items in for Advent that have been part prepped. I mainly use these ones across the top for actual things. Sorry, Catherine just got a phone call with us. You're at a weird angle, but it feels like it's actually getting the top of the unit in, though not all of it. Anyway, they are handy when they have a label in across the top, but I'm not gonna put them on any others because I feel as though, yeah, it doesn't look as neat and tidy as just the plain tubs. I do have a few plain tubs here, but at the moment I don't feel like they need to be labelled, and some of the things that are in them are not staying in them longer term, whereas the ones across the top, we pretty much constantly have a cycle of things in those, so it would be handy to be able to relabel them. And what also makes that handy is because there is a constant cycle, and pens come down, pens get sold, pens get put in things, and other bits, toolkit bundles, it may change what bits I start collecting for the next toolkit bundle. It will be handy to be able to switch those out rather than me having to try and remember where things are when they keep changing. Whereas the things here have been in here for a while, and a lot of it is going to be moving just because it's either stuff we're selling through, it's the last of the cover paper that's pre-cut and now we cut to order, things like that. So let's get my labels in the boxes that are going across the top and see if we can get those looking nice, hopefully. Let's try and get stickers on straight. I'm using this shelf because it's a little bit closer to eye height. So my tubs across the top are done. I do have one empty one. However, I do have two types of pens in one of the other boxes in the warehouse that need sorting out and going in that tub. In fact, I have two types of pens. I just don't have two tubs free yet. So yeah, so that will go up there. I do also have a small tub that I may put one of these labels on. I have printed one out for it, however, you're not allowed to see it because that's a future thing. So yeah, I may put the label on that just because the amount of times I've looked in this tub to remind myself what's in there is ridiculous. So yeah, I might put that on there, and then all I have printed off at the moment is the bookcase one for the warehouse. And yeah, we have, in relation to these, we have, well, Katherine has taken all of them off the trash trays because we can see what's in them. There is a few that I need to refill, but yeah, you can actually see the colours that are in them. So she's working on now applying the labels to the others, and I'll give you a little walkthrough of those, and I'll show you what the ones by the diamond paintings look like closer up as well. But yeah, we'll get that done, and then we'll decide if there's any other organisation that we need to do today, or whether we need to get some other stuff done. Okay, so I think we are done with our organisation. So all the top's done. This is all, I rearranged this the other day. I was messing. I sort of did it in between doing other things over lots of time. But we've added a few things. I'm not sure if the light's catching this properly. Probably not. But we have added yellow on these. We've added tweezers on this set. Pens, not things that particularly needed it, like I can see that they're yellow, it's quite obvious, but everything else in that area was already labelled up, so we've made sure that it sort of followed it through. Katherine took all the labels off the Touch of Zest trays. That actually does have some in. They need filling up, but I'm in the process of filling those sorts of things up. So, but otherwise you can sort of see what they are. This is what needed one. This is yellow on the small bookmarks, because you can't see what colours in each one of those easily without opening it. So yeah, that's been labelled up. These have been labelled up because pretty much everything else is. And I think that was all that we put labels on. We took some off, some that are sort of a bit more flowy pots, you know, as in what goes in them changes. So we've done that. To give you a closer look, if I can get out of the direct light, this is just the labels that I've done. So I've done our more scripty type font on these, and popped the code as well as the name of the diamond painting. So that works for both the gift box and the diamond painting, because I've just made up a couple of gift boxes for each. I have left the space for bookcase because we are planning on rekitting that. And yeah, so that is what that part looks like. A lot easier if somebody else does the packing, and also easier for me when I have one of those days where my brain goes, where is this one? And muscle memory doesn't kick in. So yeah, that's all been done. Let me show you a couple, show you two other things, one other organisation thing and one that's not. So this is one little side job that we did. So I have this stack for our stickers, and we used to, on the old one, we just had one of the actual stickers stuck on the shelf. But this time I have done little strips and named them. We'll see how that works. I know where most of them are anyway, which is why they're not in any particular order. Because as we've added them, we've put them in different places and we've got used to where they are. So now they just stay in that order so they don't confuse us no end. Or confuse me no end if I move them. So yeah, that's just more of a, again, having a bit of a brain day. Double check exactly where I've put them. So I've just stuck some double-sided tape on the back of them and stuck those there. What I did also do, if I move you over, I did print another label for here. So that has been done. But then what I want to show you before I sign off is just a little sneak peek at what we'll be doing the rest of the day. Okay, I'll have to cut that part out. Told you, as soon as I move, it can catch the wrong type of thing. But basically this stack here, that is the roof. So we've got the electric panel and the roof. And then we have the start of the boxes. And it goes all the way down to the floor. And I have another stack in front of it. So apologies if that footage is choppy. But for the rest of the day, I think, yeah, I'll let me get in a safe zone. Catherine's currently doing the Tesco shop. While she's in here, she's getting something ticked off her to-do list as well. But yeah, sorry, I just had to get in a safe zone. Because it gets a bit crazy in here. But I think I'm going to wrap this vlog up here. Hopefully it will be a fairly decent size one. I'm not sure of how much footage I've got that's fast forwarded and how much that's not. I know I've not gone through a lot of batteries, so it might be a short one. But I need to go and film the Whip and Waffle, which would have already been up by the time you see this. I need to go and film that video today. yeah, because it's just going to be easier to do it today than to do tomorrow morning. But Catherine has been an absolute angel the last few days, and she is helping me. Yeah, she's helping me with Advent, because putting 24 things into bags takes a lot longer than what you think. The boxes I've just shown you is only 100 of the Advent. And I have well more than that to do all over again. I have that times another 2, I think. I'll have to check numbers. But yeah, I have a lot more to pack. And I have moments of panic and I have moments of it'll be okay. So Catherine is helping me to save the moments of panic.
You've got more than you had a week ago.
I do have more. So yeah, she's been helping me get some things all sort of bagged up. So yeah, she's going to be doing that, which means in the shop is going to become a no-see zone very soon, because of Advent things all over the place. So it is safer to wrap up this vlog, and then I'll have a think about what we can do for next week. Maybe we'll just have to do a day in the life and some restocking or something. I don't know. But today we've done a bit of organisation, which does feel good. It's a little bit of a break from Advent, but it definitely feels straighter and neater, which is always good, because that always helps me calm down when everything is looking straight and neat. And I think it all started with a desk swap. Started with wanting to swap the desk, which I'm not surprised you haven't lowered that down for doing the shopping.
No,
but yeah, it started with a desk swap and a mention of what I was thinking of getting. And then
any of your ideas start, it's one thing, and then it snowballs into something, and I'm peeling stickers for 3 hours.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, she's been doing lots of peeling of stickers.
I don't like those.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, we spotted some on the shelves on the bookcase sort of last minute, and it was like, do you fancy taking them off? She regrets her life choice for
I took
that
a break
one.
to do the shop. That's how much I don't like it. I don't like doing the shop either.
I'm with you on that one. So yeah, we were sat there and I was describing to Catherine what I wanted, and she went on Amazon and found it and ordered it. And that was last week. And now it's looking pretty and labelled, which I do like. I really like the fact that we actually got the Cricut stuff done as well, because
you did it for the video because you knew you wouldn't otherwise, and that is fair.
So true. I wouldn't have done. I would have just got the ones taken off that were wrong and just left them for ages, probably, until it really got on my nerves.
Yeah.
But no, I am very glad that that's done. So yeah, now I just need to go and do a whip and waffle. Set Catherine up with something that will help me greatly. And yeah, go and do a whip and waffle. So I'm going to leave you there. Thank you all so much for joining us both.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you for your help, Catherine. She's always good for an organisation project. When I redid the shop, I think she was at work. So
yes, you picked a horrible date.
I know, but you know, the bug struck. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.